it's all going on. So, exciting day ahead, and let's see what happens. Oh, so my walls have now been painted. However, that means I need to put things up, and it's going to be a busy day of sorting things out. So, good morning, guys. I hope you're well. If you don't know who I am, I'm Thomas Blakemore, and I'm a teacher here in Dubai. This video is hopefully going to be telling you about how I teach here in the UAE, how things are different during COVID, effectively. Now, I'm going to be starting this vlog, hopefully again, and talking to you every single day during the week, essentially. Talking to you about what's going on, all the different subjects. If you're wondering what happened to my hand, it's just been the half term, and I fell off a bike. It's very nasty. However, lots of things going on today. It's usually an easier day on a Sunday, although I have got quite a bit to do first thing in the morning. So I've got English to teach, math to teach, but before the day starts, I need to obviously print off resources, and I also need to sort out the different places. Now you'll see they're in rows. So that would be difference number one, is that it's kind of like teaching Victorian style at the moment, and children have very dedicated places. They cannot really move from those places. And for the first half term, I was unable to move the places around. So now I actually have permission, since it's been the half term, to move the children's places around, but only once. So I need to try and get it right and move the children's places around that a little bit. So it's going to be a busy, busy morning, and then hopefully I will talk to you at the end of the day, or maybe midday, or at some point anyway. So hopefully you enjoy the video, the working week as a teacher. I'm going to tell you how I teach during COVID. If you haven't already liked the video, please do that, and subscribe to the channel so that you see future content, and as well as lots of other EdTech videos. So let's get started. Problem number one, I wouldn't mind, but when the walls have been painted, things have been taken down. Now, I don't expect them to hang it up and create a new display, but these things are in tatters, as you can see. Is it my fault for not laminating them? Possibly, but it's just a frustration. The same has happened to this, which should be a head, but this is someone's work. So today has come and gone. It's been a very quick day, slightly busy, but then I've had a couple of periods to get things done admin-wise too. So talking about the way I teach during COVID, I want to sort of share with you a couple of lessons. So to start off with, I thought it might be good to share a book. So today's lesson was this. It was subtracting ones from 3-digit numbers. Now that sounds very straightforward, however, there was a lot of crossing. Now, usually with a lesson when it comes to subtracting, you would use things like Deans. Now, Deans, if you're not sure what I mean, it's these things. Now, these things usually would be in a group, and you'd have a big group table, and you'd be working together as a table collaboratively using these. Now, obviously due to COVID and spreading germs, concrete manipulatives like these are limited. Now, I had a couple of sets, so I could give those out to very specific children, and we did utilise more visual things in books. Now, I feel more for the Key Stage 1 side of people, because it's a bit harder. They need the concrete manipulatives a little bit more. So this is now going to need to be sanitised once children have used it, so those two sets need to go and be sanitised. So that's a little difference number one. So more visuals is something that I'm getting used to. Today's been busy, putting display things back on. I'm a little bit annoyed. You can see a visual timetable and half of it missing because whoever painted the walls has misplaced part of a display, which means reprinting and things like that. This now looks bare too, because numbers have been, finish wobbling. Numbers have been destroyed as things have been taken down, so I need to reprint and laminate and all sorts of things with displays, so a little bit frustrated with that, but other than that, today's been really good. So, talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a much busier day, but also I want to talk to you guys about how I use Google Classroom later on in the week, probably Wednesday. So I'll talk to you a bit more about how I use the online side of things, because that's become much more prevalent. Is that the word? Where am I getting these words from? Yeah, later on in the week, Google Classroom. Good morning. So, day 2, Monday, and I realised yesterday that I wasn't the most chirpy due to everything that's gone on with the walls. Now, you can see it's kind of sorted itself, and upon reflection, I'm probably a bit too moany, because if I was given the opportunity to either sort out a display or paint a whole wall, I'd choose sorting a display. So I'd rather just sort the display and spend that little bit extra time doing all those things the need to paint the walls myself. So yeah, new day, and I'm aware that this video is about, and he says this as he needs to cough, how I teach during COVID. And I think one of the things I need to sort of share with you is that things are a little bit different. I don't have as much time in the morning. Usually I get in around 7 and the kids start coming in at 7:30. So I have a very tight turnaround, especially yesterday where I needed to sort out the children's places. So what I do in the evening is this. Well, I print everything off. And what that allows me to do is in the morning, just come around and then hand everything out. So that's what I've got to do this morning, hand everything out, make sure that the children's places are all sorted. A few other bits and pieces that I need to do too, such as sort the board out, and maybe I'll show you that as well and what I use. And other than that, it's going to be a good day. I'm quite excited for today. We're doing this, I'm going to cover the QR code so you can't scan it, but this QR code stuff with Padlet, that has been really good. So I'm hoping by the end of the day I can show you some of the work that the children get up to and show you science as well, because we're looking at shadows. It's going to be an exciting day, quite excited. Also, I'm very aware that it looks like I'm wearing the same shirt again. I have about 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 white shirts, to be completely honest with you, and I think 4 of them are exactly the same. I find them the most comfortable, so I just thought I'd buy a ton of them and then just wear different ties. So it looks like I'm changing my outfit, different ties, different trousers. I am changing my shirt, I am clean. I don't really know why I'm telling you this, but just in case anyone was wondering. One of the other things I find takes quite a lot of time is the Google Classroom. I particularly find using the Google Slides effective, although it does mean that I have to set up individual Google Slides for each lesson. So I'll show you how to use this later on in the week, and then hopefully it will be a little bit more beneficial for you guys if you are considering doing something similar with your school. So I'll show you that Wednesday. So I knew there would be one day where I'd forget to vlog at the end of the day, and that is today. So on the way home, as I realised that I need to vlog, I did a bit of reflection and started to think about what things were like before COVID and what things are like now. And it's funny to think about what is now normal. A few things are different now and a few things have happened today, and I need to tell you about them. So number one is that during science, children, I work in a school where I'm privileged to have lots of equipment for science. They were doing light, and I was lucky enough to give children 1 torch each. Normally it would be a grouped activity where we were looking at shadows, but since we can't have groups of 4 and things like that, all children need their own torch. So that was very different. And then when I collected them in, every single one needed to be sanitized before then handing them on to the next class. Assembly. Children had an assembly. Normally assembly would be in a big auditorium type place. Now it's a video where children are still sat in the same places, but it's been very good because children were then involved in lots of actions and things like that too. And thirdly, last point of the day is meetings. Meetings, obviously, it would be a group of people meeting together. For the first time, we've had a meeting with SLT. Still a small group, nowhere as big as what it would have been, but obviously at a 2 meter distance, and that was very interesting too. Meetings, on the other hand, are, other than smaller groups, usually a video too. So there's a lot of screen time going on for children and adults. If you haven't already watched the video about not using screen time so much, I've made a video about different activities that you can utilize with your class too, so feel free to check that one out. So it was very interesting thinking about how things are different nowadays and sort of just reflecting on that. Let's roll on tomorrow. So it's Tuesday, which is the penultimate day of this working week due to the bank holiday on Thursday, so that's exciting. I'm wearing pink, a pink t-shirt to be specific, which is nice and comfortable due to raising awareness for breast cancer today too, so it'll be nice to see the children coming in pink as well. And I'm quite excited for today. It's a busy day, I'll be completely honest with you, so I'm not going to talk to you much because English, maths, we've got basically lots of lessons going on today. I don't have much free time, so a lot of things going on today, but I'm excited to share with you some of the things that the children get up to. We do MEC, Moral Education, and Social Studies today, which are 2 very unique subjects here in the UAE, so I can share a bit about that at the end of the day too. So it's the end of the day today, and to be completely honest with you, wearing a t-shirt has been so nice. It's just been really nice to be quite active in the classroom. I felt like if I were able to wear a t-shirt all the time, I'd be extremely active in the classroom. I didn't have to worry about tucking it in or anything along those lines. I didn't need to worry about squatting next to children to look at work and things like that because I didn't have to tuck it in. So that's been really, really nice. Now, I'm aware that this video is probably going to be titled something like How I Teach During COVID. And to be honest, I've not got all the answers. So this is the part where I need to ask you. Today's been quite challenging. There was a lesson in particular that was quite challenging, and it was subtraction using the column method, but it's like the expanded column method, especially using exchanging. So if it's something like 231, subtract 70, you know that you've got to exchange from the hundreds for the tens, basically. And children got quite confused with that. Now, normally I'd just be able to give out some deans or simply go, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, come onto the carpet and we'll look at this together. And I've not been able to do that. And that's something I'm finding quite tricky at the moment, is that understanding how to address misconceptions but not be able to do it as a smaller group. So it's quite challenging. I end up stopping the whole class sometimes, or letting some children carry on with an activity while stopping others, but it can be quite distracting for those children who are then carrying on. So I guess I'm asking you guys, what do you do in those circumstances where children have misconceptions and you're unable to take them into groups? Are you able to do that in your school? I don't know. I'm trying to come up with answers, and it's just been a lesson where I've struggled, really. Other than that, though, it's been really nice. Children got on with MEC, and it was a great one for discussing how to respect one another. We have learner profiles here at our school, so that's been really good. And yeah, I've got a piece of work here. It's not marked, but just looking at, yeah, there's no names. So basically scenarios and writing down the learner profiles, basically, showing it that way. So that's been good. Yeah, maths was tricky, and English has all been all about rhyming couplets, and I find children really struggle with rhymes sometimes. So, one of those days. Pink has been really good, but tomorrow's Halloween day, so I'll let you see that one. Good morning. I am a witch today. I've got a full outfit, but for now I've got a t-shirt and this hat, which is magnificent. Love a t-shirt. It's a great excuse to wear a t-shirt, and it's going to be a busy day. I know I promised you guys that I'm going to be showing you how I'm using Google Classroom, along with teaching in the classroom for a bit of a blended learning strategy. So this is going to be a pain. I believe there's a wig somewhere and a skirt. So maybe I'll show you, maybe I'll just be too embarrassed and not show you. Who knows? Keep your eyes watching, because... So the skirt's on. There we go. I've got a little witch's hat and some hair, some green. It's all going on. So exciting day ahead. Let's see what happens. So it's the end of the day, and you'll notice that I'm not wearing a wig and I'm not green. To start off with, the wig was quite uncomfortable, and the green, well, I've actually got an external meeting now that's got nothing to do with school, and I realised that if I rock up to that meeting looking green, it might not look very good. So I washed off the green at the end of the day, and yeah, so I'm very aware that it is the last day, and I did tell you that on the Wednesday I wanted to show you how I'm also using Google Classroom for the type of blended learning that we're doing at the moment. Now, finally got the numbers on the outside. It's funny just how long things are taking to set up throughout the week now, because of the shorter time in the morning and at the end of the day. So it's just been a busy week and a busy day too. So obviously not had much chance to vlog. So yeah, also, before I talk to you about Google Classroom, what an amazing day it's been with the children, because they've all dressed up as fantastic things, and it's been so exciting to see all their different costumes and things like that. So that's been really good. So before we dive into the Google Classroom, I want to know, what are you doing in terms of blended learning at your school at the moment, if you are a teacher, and how are things going for you? Are you using technology? How are you using it? What's going on? So let's talk about how I use Google Classroom. So in the morning, I have that set up basically, so I can show the children quickly where to find everything on the Google Classroom. Those children then who are right the way in the corner can then use their Chromebooks and access the Google Classroom resources. I open up this, so let's say it's this, whatever activity we're doing today on the Wednesday, and that opens up, and then I can run through the slides, but at the same time, that child who is over there can also go through those slides at the same time, which is really beneficial. So it does take a lot of time to set up all of this and make sure it's clear and things like that, but it is beneficial. I open up all the different slides for the day, And then if I need to write on anything, then I use this My Viewboard software to put the Google Slides into the My Viewboard so that I can write on, which I didn't need to do today. Really beneficial, to be honest with you. And if you're interested in how I use this to write on Google Slides, then please let me know. It works for PowerPoint as well. And comment down below. So it does take a little bit of time. What we usually do as a team is go into classwork and then we just schedule it for one another using the reuse post tool. Now, don't forget, I have a range of different Google Classroom tips on my channel, like absolutely loads, so feel free to go and check those out as well. I'm going to end the vlog here because it's the start of a 3-day holiday and I want to go and enjoy that too. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to like it. That's always really appreciated. If you're new to the channel, I'm hoping to make more of these teacher vlogs in the future, and hopefully you can stick around and subscribe to see more of those. So that is the end of the video. Hopefully I'll see you next time. I'm out.